What's up, guys? The Miami Dolphins come back and fall short in Germany, 21-14 against the Kansas City Chiefs. Want to go over that game, share my recap and thoughts and all that good stuff. Before I do get started, you do like the content this particular video, go right ahead. Hit that thumbs up. That would be awesome. Feel free as well to subscribe to my channel. And of course, my channel is Sports Snippets with Dennis Sullivan, if you do not know that by now. So let us get started. This was a game where the Dolphins really, from the perspective of a Dolphin fan, you were definitely frustrated. In the first half, nothing was going, nothing was working. Every time Raheem Mostert had a decent run, did you notice it got called back for holding? We couldn't get anything going. It was 21-0. Nothing looked good. Like less than 1% chance Dolphins are going to win this game. Then the comeback starts. A few things. We catch a break on that roughing penalty. A few little things happened. We got the fumble, the Mahomes fumble. So a few things would start to break the Dolphins' way. And then Mostert himself just not only comes alive, he almost single-handedly leads the Dolphins back, finishing with 85 yards on the ground and a touchdown. So you can say, hey, they hung in there, and that part's good. They certainly didn't quit. But the Kansas City Chiefs are still the Kansas City Chiefs, and they would get the win in this one to improve to 7-2. Dolphins fall to 6-3. Both teams are on a bye next week in Week 10. So there you go, guys. Now, after 9 games, I think the Dolphins are right where they pretty much should be and pretty much deserve to be. And we can put any angle and spin any type of psychological explanation we want on this whole thing. Dolphins are about a 6-3 team. They've shown some brilliance. They've shown some faults and some weaknesses as well. So that's really how I am going to look at it. I think this team can definitely win 10, 11 games, no doubt. If they were to win 11, that means you're going 5-3 down the stretch. This team goes 5-3. I think that's realistic, guys. I think that's certainly realistic. And then what I'll do, just to fill you in here, what we'll do probably next weekend, I'll kind of give you a here's how the schedule looks video. We could talk a little bit more about that and maybe what we need to do or tweak for the second half of the season. But I tell you what, the offense was pretty much non-existent first half. Tua finishes 193 yards, throwing the football and a touchdown. Certainly offense looked better in the second half, but after Raheem's heroics, really, you had on the ground, you had Waddle's 12-yard end around. So the running efforts really weren't that bad when all was said and done. Not bad at all. Tua, 7 yards on the ground, 2 carries. Jeff Wilson, 6 yards, 2 carries. Salvin Ahmed, 4 yards, 3 carries. Tyreek Hill had a 3-yard carry. Is what it is, guys. Is what it is. They stuck. I will say this. Credit, Mike McDaniel, thumbs up. You didn't go away from the run. You hung in there with the run. Tyreek leads the receivers. Now, no wide receiver in this game, period, overall, stood out. No one. Tyreek had 62 yards on 8 catches. He was the star of the whole thing. Waddle, 3 for 42. Got to talk about that. Waddle, not 100%. Apparently, he hurt his knee. This is not good. Hopefully, he continued to play in the game, and we do have the bye week, so that's perfect. So my guess is everything will be fine, is my guess, because you look at we're not playing next week. So that will help the whole situation. Jeff Wilson had 3 catches out of the backfield for 32 yards. Cedric Wilson had the 31-yard touchdown reception. Durham Smythe, the tight end, 3 catches, 17 yards. Ahmed out of the backfield, 2 for 8. And Alec Ingold out of the backfield, 1 for 1. 1 catch, 1 yard. So the Chiefs and their mighty offense were looking spectacular early, and the Dolphins just hung in there. After that first drive, were you thinking to yourself, after that first drive, oh man, the Chiefs might score about 40 maybe 50, because they went down and just scored a touchdown, made it look easy in the beginning. Mahomes, though, finishes 20 for 30, 185 yards. Very modest statistical performance, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. The Dolphin defense gets a lot of credit here because after that opening touchdown, as I just mentioned, we only allowed one more score. The third touchdown for the Chiefs was that defensive touchdown, fumble by Tyreek, and then they returned it, 1,000 yards for a touchdown. So that would wind up being the play of the game, in my opinion. Yes, it would. Isaiah Pacheco, 16 catches, 16 catches. Let me restart that, guys. Pacheco, 16 carries, 66 yards. He's a tough runner. He's really good. Mahomes, you ever notice in like big games against better teams, Patrick Mahomes just uses his legs more in those games? 6 carries, 24 yards. I mean, you might say to yourself, what's so big of a deal? What's that? How is that such a big deal? I mean, he gained yards at critical times for his team. He did lose the fumble. Jerick McKinnon, a carry, 2 yards. LaMichael Perrine, a carry for a yard. Now, when I get to the Chief receivers, which I will do, and I'll run through this real quick, guys. If I were to tell you Travis Kelce would only finish with 14 yards on 3 catches, you would probably tell me Dolphins have a great chance to win because that's what he finished with. But no one else was really much better. I mean, you had Noah Gray, 3 for 34, Sky Moore, 2 catches, 33 yards, McKinnon out of the backfield at 22 yards, 2 catches, and a touchdown reception. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, 2 catches, 22 yards. Kadarius had a catch for 18 yards. Is that Kadarius Toney? Rashay Rice, 2 catches, 17 yards, and a touchdown reception. Justin Watson, 2 for 15. McCole Hardman, 3 for 10. So this was really, if you really want to think of it, as far as an overall effect on what we were watching here, an overall summary of this game, it was most certainly a defensive-oriented game. It really was. And the Dolphins were able to figure out things on offense, but it was too little too late. It was. 3 losses come to the Bills, the Chiefs, and the Eagles. All really good teams. So part of that is you're sitting there going, well, when are we going to beat a top team? Okay, well, there's still 8 games left. I mean, there's plenty to look forward to and plenty to stay excited about. This team still has 2 months of a regular season play ahead of it. So just like any other sport, I mean, the Dolphins get a heck of a lot better. I mean, playoffs aren't starting now. There's time to improve, things to improve on both sides of the ball, really. Even though offense has looked great this year, as we saw today, you really need a healthy Waddle in there. You need a healthy Jalen Waddle in there. No doubt about it. Because 3 catches, 42 yards is just not him. And he probably was not at all his normal self. So and didn't appear that way either. I mean, he was on the sideline, seemed like he was in some sort of pain. So let me know what you think, not only about that topic, but about the game itself. As mentioned, bye week coming up. There's a bye week now for week 10. Dolphins could use a bye week right now. And then we'll pick back up in week 11. So as I mentioned just a moment ago, let me know what you think, guys. I will talk to you soon. And bye for now.